Good evening. This is Late Democrat. It is 5:33 in the afternoon on Father's Day. I logged on to go live so that we could discuss some Democratic issues that have really come up. And with the election less than 5 months away, I think that this is a good time for some question and answer. Let's talk about some topics. Let's get real with it. As Democrats, let's have a real discussion about the issues that we face in this upcoming election. So, as Democrats, we promote the working class. We are for the working class, for better health care, for better job pay, for better living environments. Um, you know, there are a lot of issues that surround us. And one of them is the fact that in certain areas of the country, our country mainly, we jail more people than any other country in the world. And this is a statistical fact. We are not helping the working class, we are not helping the poverty. It is almost as if being poverty level is a crime in this country. The jails are overpopulated, and they're overpopulated for not important reasons. There are just it's not even try to help us. It's not get us reform. It's not, help the person that got in trouble to fix their lives, to correct themselves. No. The first thing that the United States does is throw you in jail. Now, these have been statistical facts that, are known throughout if you look up the democratic issues that we have. And that is one of the main issues that we have, is that poverty in this country is not accepted. You're looked at as beneath or not level with, and as Democrats, that's what we fight against. We fight for fair rights for everybody. Whether you're rich or you're poor, we should all have the same rights that everybody else has, because this is America. This is where we're supposed to be, the land of the free. All right, moving right along. I'm gonna touch base on climate change. That is another big issue that has been coming up in the Democratic primary. This is an emergency in our country. Out in New Jersey, the oceans are at higher sea levels than ever before. We have had record storms this year. I mean, record storms. There is not enough funding going through from the House on both Democratic and Republican side to help with this issue. And this is a very big issue for us. We feel strongly about this as Democrats because we're not utilizing the assets that we have to fix these issues like we need to be. We're just not focused on it, and it really it needs to come into attention. Last year alone, over 1,000 farmers lost crops because of climate change. Global warming is killing what the U.S. produces as far as produce and meats. It's too hot. Nothing can survive in this, not a plant and barely an animal. So, as Democrats, we really need to address this issue. We really need to get out there and we really need to start talking about it, because it is one of our bigger issues. And a lot of people don't talk about it, but I'm here to talk about it. So join me. Let me know how you feel about global warming and where is it on your priority list when it comes to the candidates in the presidential campaign. Do you feel that it's up there, or do you feel that it's not that important to you? As a Democrat, it is important to me because I like to eat fresh fruit. And if our crops are dying because we're not funding the programs that can help clear up global warming, then we are the cause. And that's not a good thing for us. Moving right along, I was reading and I found out that one of our Democratic senators who was running for the 3rd Congressional Commission for the Precinct of the United States, was arrested today. And he was arrested because apparently the threats that he received, both racial and physical, were made up by him on a false account that he created, claiming that other people were sending him these hate messages and these other types of threats. So he has been arrested. As we all know, he was from Texas. Again, he was a political candidate running for 3rd Precinct Commissioner. It's really sad how some Democrats are out here acting. I mean, this is not the time for stuff like that. We have an election coming up in November. And, doing stuff like this does not make us Democrats look good. And, it kind of gives people a levy to, be disgusted, because the stuff that we go through is just, it's crazy. It really is. And we really need to start facing these issues head on, because all we seem to be doing as Democrats is staying quiet and not saying enough. All right. Moving right along to another topic. Trump walked through the hood today of Detroit. Apparently, he walked through the worst hood that there is in Detroit. He did this with a pastor, a Baptist pastor from a church down there in Detroit. He apparently is the only sitting ex-president to ever do this. Obama did not, and Joe Biden has not. And those are our Democrat people, and they did not do this. So the Republicans are having a field day with this now, throwing it in our faces that former President Donald Trump made a walk through the hood. He says that the illegals are the reason that Black people and Latino people are out of jobs. He said that they are not humans, they are animals. This was a direct quote from Donald Trump himself. Biden originally, when we started this out 4 years ago and he won against Trump, he had a majority of the Black vote. I guess now because of this Republican stunt by Trump, all sources are saying that Biden has now lost 30% of the Black vote for this upcoming election. And we need to not do that. We need to not do that, because just because he hasn't walked through the hood does not mean that he doesn't know what it's like to live in the hood or to be in the hood. He's not, he wasn't one of them presidents that came up and told us all about his life. We kind of just learned stuff from him through his vice presidency with Obama and then him becoming president himself. So, I hope that Republicans really don't try to run with this. And I hope that Democrats don't back down from this, because all we really need to do is get out there and vote. We just need to get out there and cast our vote. The minority needs to get out there, and we need to let them know we're here and that our vote matters, because let's weigh this out, guys. Let's weigh this out. Yes, Biden's son did some dumb stuff, but this was not Biden that did it himself. Okay. Our president was convicted of nothing. Yet the Republican nominee, the former president, is a 34-time convicted felon. We're still allowing him to campaign. We're still allowing him to run. And there is a very small possibility that he may be sitting in the White House. What I want to know is, how is a 34 felony convicted felon allowed to sit in our White House and run this country? These are issues that as Democrats, we need to get out and we need to speak about. Okay, because this is not okay and this is not acceptable. And wherever you are in your life today, I need you to really stop and take a minute. And whatever party you side with, when you go out and vote in November, let's not make this a sides thing. Let's make this an issue thing. Because bottom line is, the issues take more precedent than actually who is talking the good one at this point. So Lady Democrat, I'm letting you know, minority, whatever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are in November, if you are a Democrat, get out and vote Joe Biden, because there is no way that a 34-time convicted felon should be running your country. Lady Democrat signing off. Now that one was 12.